Welcome back to Lariat TV News. This week, we're showing you how two students are bringing a New Jersey specialty to Waco. I'm Abby Ferguson.
And I'm Caitlin Sides. Before we show you what that is, this is a month of visibility for many people across the country, and Baylor is standing firm.
April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and Baylor is showing their solidarity with survivors all over campus. Through events, resources, signs, and even lighting up Pat and F in teal, the fight against sexual assault is widespread on campus. Baylor says it is committed to proactive advocacy while supporting survivors and increasing awareness.
I think it's important that Baylor is letting people know that they're not alone through this, through their social media posts and events, that we're all coming together as a community. And I think it's really crucial as a college to have that community aspect to it.
Resources can be found through the Title IX website at baylor.edu/Title IX.
And it's not just the university advocating for those who can't themselves this month. For one organization, It's On Us BU focuses on educating students about the existence of sexual assault and its presence on college campuses. Throughout the year, they pride themselves on creating exhibits that spread awareness to students. Wednesday, April 26th, the group encourages students to wear denim on Denim Day to show support and be a part of a national awareness campaign. They will put on a What Were You Wearing Waco exhibit showing the outfits of sexual assault survivors to break the stigma surrounding clothing and assault.
Sexual abuse and violence still happens on campus, and it's a way that I think we can partake in providing awareness, providing education for those who cannot speak up or wish not to speak up.
If you or anyone you know is in need of resources or support, call 254-710-8454.
We've all heard the phrase reduce, reuse, recycle, and one Baylor group encouraged students to embrace the same mantra, but with their clothes. Claire Goodyear tells you why fast fashion should be thrown away for good.
Online shopping is taking over. A student-led clothing swap is combating this issue in the name of environmental protection.
This is specifically to help stop fast fashion. So we kind of do a clothing swap so then kids can get old clothes out of their closets, new clothes in their closets without the expense of some clothing.
Popular fast fashion sites such as Shein and Romwe capture the attention of college students because of their cheap prices. But the one paying the real price is the environment.
I know a lot of girls will go take one shirt, use it once for one night or for a themed party or something like that, and they'll never touch it again. And a lot of that clothing ends up in a lot of waste bins and trash, and so that really affects our environment and a lot of different carbon emissions.
Students are encouraged to get into thrifting instead of continually buying new items.
A lot of people are like, oh, it's just one item. One item once a week really adds up, and all these students are saying it's just one item. It's an overwhelming waste of fabric and materials.
Clothes donated come from many different places.
All of our clothes come from donations. So we contacted Baylor Theater, and Baylor Theater donated a lot of our clothes. A lot of the stuff is from my personal closet that I don't use anymore.
People really resonate with the clothing swap because it benefits them too. They get free clothes, or they paid $3 for an item. And so I think people really enjoy it, even just beyond the environmental cause. And then that's the way that we can encourage people, hey, this is actually doing good for the environment at the same time.
The swap was led by Baylor's SOUP, Students for Environmental and Wilderness Protection. They strive to spark change on campus.
I think it's something that's really accessible to people and relatable, and something as simple as swapping out, maybe I'm not going to buy this dress for a formal, I'm going to go try thrifting first. I think it's a really easy way for people to start getting engaged in the environment.
Not only is thrifting good for the environment, but is also a good, cheap alternative to fast fashion. For Lariat TV News, I'm Claire Goodyear.
Registration season is always a source of anxiety for students, but being waitlisted is even more stressful. While small class sizes are something Baylor prides itself on, it can create limited space in classes that students need to graduate. One student found herself anxious after registration because a class she needed to complete her graduation plan was completely filled.
On paper, the hours look perfect. I can definitely complete both science and humanities classes and fulfill all of the requirements for both of those spheres of study. But then when I get to registration, you realize that it's not as easy as it seems because classes fill up super quickly and you're not able to get into those required classes that you need. And so I'm probably going to have to end up dropping a minor or even a secondary major because of that.
For students having trouble getting into the necessary classes to graduate, contact your advisor for more information. They may be able to get you off the wait list and let you know about potential class sections being added in the future.
College life is stressful, but Baylor has a couple resources that might help you get through the rest of the semester. LTVN's Danica Young tells you what they are.
At this point in the semester, stress levels can spike, but Baylor has a multitude of resources highlighted for National Stress Awareness Month. Assistant Director of Student Wellbeing Christina Owusu-Nkoma says it's important for students to realize they aren't alone.
I know it can be intimidating or scary to kind of let people know, hey, I'm kind of struggling, but I think usually when we have conversations, we find we're more alike than different.
And knowing that life,
this too shall pass, this season or this phase will pass, whether good or bad,
is a journey, and it's important to remember what lies ahead.
Always trying to remember why it is that you started doing what it is that you're doing and having that vision or that hope.
But she says the journey can be easier with a mentor and community by your side.
If you're stressed out or don't even know where to start, just knowing there are individuals that genuinely care about the success of students, so just get connected or reach out.
If you or someone you know is in need of resources, reach out to Baylor Student Care and Wellbeing or the Baylor Counseling Center. For Lariat TV News, I'm Danica Young.
A pair of fraternity brothers make authentic bagels on their front porch.
And they aren't the only Greek life students showing off. Keep it here.
Let there be light. Let there be roommates and teammates and strangers who become family. Let there be marching and cheering. Let there be challenging courses and time to share. Scholarship and championships. Let there be groundbreaking and soul-searching. Let there be laughter. Let there be joy. Let there be light.
A couple of weeks ago, we introduced you to a new student business, and this week, customers are reacting. Here it is.
One pair has brought New Jersey bagels to Waco, and they are selling them just outside of campus at their house. Nate Panza and Levi Darrow started Bush League Bagels earlier this semester with a dream to bring New Jersey bagels to Waco.
The first week, I think we sold 24 bagels, which is all we ordered, but we're like, oh, maybe we could actually turn this profitable.
With Panza being from New Jersey and Darrow from California, the pair brings an unexpected duo to the bagel business, and students are sharing how they feel.
I remember we had a bagel place freshman year for like 2 minutes and then they left, so it's nice to have a new place. Like, it's really close next door, so it's really fun.
Yep. I think there's a whole lot of bagels in Waco to begin with, and I'm from California, and so we have a ton of bagel shops and stuff, and so coming from there and being able to experience that here with Levi being from California too, it's kind of cool to see that.
I live right down the block, so it's really easy to roll out here at 10 a.m. every day, or every Friday that is, and eat a bagel. Only the best, Bush League Bagels.
The pair sells the bagels off of James and 16th every Friday from 10 to 11:30 a.m. For Lariat TV News, I'm Caitlin Sides.
Greek life is a big part of Baylor's culture, but one sorority let all organizations take part in their philanthropy for the 70th year in a row. Kappa Kappa Gamma held its annual Baylor Beauties pageant, and all sororities were able to nominate one girl to be in the pageant. The event is judged by 300 students, parents, alumni, and local dignitaries. The event was open to all and helped Greek life be more unified.
Getting to talk to a lot of the girls who are nominated and are now in it. It's fun because it's an event where girls in all sororities get to participate, so it's not just like I'm talking to Kappas all day, but getting to talk to all different girls in other organizations has been such a treat.
Which dorm would win bragging rights in a heated field day competition? Abby Ferguson shows you how 3 residential colleges competed to crown a winner.
3 dorms took to the BSB fields for a showdown on Saturday morning. Teal, Brooks, and the Honors Residential Colleges competed in the Tri-College Tournament to see which dorm came out on top. Students competed in a variety of games, including volleyball, soccer, ultimate frisbee, flag football, balloon toss, and tug-of-war.
I love playing volleyball anyway, like why not play? Why not play for Brooks? Why not play for my college? I'm just happy to be here, honestly. Like I don't even care win or lose. I mean, I'm trying to win. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I'll smoke anybody here.
Beyond the competition, it's the community connection that makes this tradition so special.
Especially, when you get to, the later years, like junior, senior year, and you start getting less opportunities to do stuff, having an opportunity like this to go out and meet, people from all over the place, of different majors, different walks of life everywhere.
The Honors Residential College went for a three-peat this year as the reigning champions.
And it's my first year in the HRC, so it's just really exciting to be part of this tradition. I played volleyball, fortunately did not go very well, but we have one more round and we're gonna pull all the stops.
For the beginning of the competition, Teal took the lead, but the Honors Residential College followed close behind. Ultimately, the HRC proved that brain can still have brawn and took home another win. For Lariat TV News, I'm Abby Ferguson.
Students are taking on the waves at the Baylor Marina after they learned the ropes. LTVN's Jared Cottingham is on deck with the details.
Most people, I feel like, don't know that we have a marina, which is kind of sad. But this is just such a fun place to be. It's a great environment. Sailing's just a good break from studying and working.
So we'll do figure eights.
Learning how to set up your boat and sail across the Brazos is just one of Baylor's rare and thrilling activities for anyone to try.
By my third time being down here, I felt really comfortable with setting it up, naming the parts. A lot of this, I was talking to them about it earlier, is just like actually going out, messing around with the boat, like it's so helpful.
It's a little tedious to remember like all the different instructions, but other than that, it was pretty like straightforward.
And if you would like to learn how to set up your boat and sail across the marina, classes will run until the end of the semester on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 5 to 7 p.m. with a $5 cover fee.
Push and pull. There you go. I've had people crash their boats into the side of the river before, and honestly, everyone's always been fine. These are probably the safest boats to sail just because of how small they are, easy to use.
You're gonna want it up more. I've actually sailed one time before when I was little, but they wouldn't let me have like my own license because I was like 10 years old, I think. But they said that if I went with my brother, us combined would have enough weight to bring the boat back up. So they're like, you have a license, but only when your brother's there.
Although no prominent dangers to sailing at the marina, for safety precaution, every sailor must wear a life vest by chance that the wind blows the boat over.
Just like love of water, love of outside, love of honestly rest is something that I really hope that students get from being down here. Up through and pull. It should look like a figure eight.
Reporting from the Baylor Marina for Lariat TV News, I'm Jared Cottingham.
A unique opportunity to cheer for local cancer survivors will take place Saturday at Fountain Mall with caregivers and previously diagnosed patients. It's the world's largest volunteer-based fundraising event. For more than 36 years, communities have come together to honor and remember loved ones and take action to save lives at annual Relay for Life. Here at Baylor, the legacy continues.
What brings me joy about working towards a cause like this is just the fact that I myself am a cancer survivor, and so because of that, I really love the opportunity to be able to help out, especially with a big nonprofit organization such as the American Cancer Society.
Runners will take turns walking around a track lined with luminaria bags, and as it gets dark, they will light those bags in a ceremony. If you'd like to register, you can sign up on their website.
We spoke with an ESPN expert about NBA prospects for some Baylor Bears.
And Acro and Tumbling is headed for their 9th national championship in a row next.
We were born to run. There's a spark in your heart and a fire that's in your eyes. For the hope that you know everything's gonna be alright. Living our best life, taking it all in stride. The light will be a guide. We were born to run. We were born to run.
Basketball is making headlines with 2 Baylor players declaring for the NBA draft. I had the opportunity to sit down with ESPN college basketball analyst Fran Fraschilla about where they rank with this year's prospects.
Baylor basketball is losing 2 key contributors as 2 of its freshmen, Jacoby Walter and Eve Meesey, have declared for the NBA draft. As June approaches, many are speculating where the Bears will be picked.
They're definitely first-round picks. They're definitely going to go high. Jacoby right now may be a little higher than Eve, but it would not surprise me if an intelligent team decides that he's actually better than a lot of the quote experts who do these mock drafts view leave as.
Foregoing the rest of college and going to the NBA as freshmen may seem early, but Fraschilla says it is ideal because of the ability to earn more money earlier.
Getting to the NBA quicker is actually, in one way, an advantage because your contract starts. But on the other hand, you're not as physically ready to play as you would be if you were 22 or 23. So it's a two-edged sword when you make a decision.
This marks the 4th year in a row that Baylor could have a top 16 pick or higher. Fraschilla credits the work of Scott Drew and the way he has built the team.
The development program is second to none nationally. I don't care if it's Duke, Kansas, Kentucky. Baylor's development of young players is on a par with anybody.
When it comes to how NBA scouts view Baylor, the program is seen as a positive environment where young players have high potential.
The NBA now has a very good feel for what Baylor basketball produces, which is young men who are talented, high character, very coachable, and are going to earn their money, let's say.
Scott Drew and staff have more talented freshmen headed their way next season, as it was announced Wednesday afternoon that VJ Edgecombe, a 5-star and the highest-rated recruit in Baylor history, will be joining the 2024 signing class.
Baylor softball fell short to UT Arlington on Wednesday, losing 4-3. Both teams had consistent defense with bases continuously loaded. UTA took the lead 2-0 by the second inning until Anna Watson hit a home run in the bottom half of that frame. Both teams' pitchers had strong efforts in the circle, and Baylor's had a string of solid knocks that found the opponent's gloves.
To be quite honest with you, most of this season has been line drives right to people. Like, we wore out their second baseman, barreled up a lot of balls. That one, wasn't hit that hard, but it was like you said, it was like it could have started a big rally.
The team marked 5 doubles for the second time this season in one game. The Bears play Friday night at 6:30 against UCF. Acro and Tumbling earned the #1 seed at the 2024 National Championship Tournament. Baylor is the reigning champion and will face 8th-seeded Fairmont State in their home territory on Thursday in the quarterfinals. This is the second season in a row that the Bears will face the Falcons in the first round. The tournament will begin on Thursday with 4 quarterfinal matchups. Semifinals are set for Friday with the National Championship match scheduled for Saturday. Baylor won their first national championship in 2015, Felicia Mulkey's initial year in Waco. Every year since then, the Bears have come out on top. If they win this year, it will be their 9th championship in a row. Baylor baseball is on a roll, having won 4 straight and 9 of their last 10 games, rising to 5th in the Big 12 standings. Last weekend, Baylor swept BYU in a 3-game series played in Provo, Utah. The Bears returned to Waco on Tuesday and bested UT Arlington 3-1. Junior outfielder Enzo Apodaca was named Big 12 Player of the Week after posting a batting average of .600 in the series with BYU. Apodaca also tallied 9 hits, 1 home run, and 5 RBI. He heads into this weekend's series with Kansas riding a 14-game hitting streak. And that's all for sports this week. We'll keep you updated as baseball tries to keep its winning streak alive and football is back on the field. Back to you, ladies.
Thanks, Claire Marie. The year is quickly coming to an end and we'll be with you all the way. So stick with us as you close out the semester.
We'll continue to bring you the best coverage from your campus and around Waco all the way up into your finals. Until we see you next time, have a great week, and as always, Sic 'em Bears.